In this video, I will walk you through your first requirement for your purchasing portfolio, which is to adjust each recipe for the required yield. Note, these must be submitted before receiving the cost analysis packet and vendor information from Chef Patty. From experience, I can tell you that if there are errors in your recipe adjustments, there will be errors throughout the rest of your portfolio. In order to adjust our recipes, we must first look at what our yield needs to be. Let's start with the first item. Under our breakfast buffet, the first item listed is Bananas Foster's pancakes. We need 1.5 pancakes for every person. 1.5 pancakes times 100 guests. We need 150 total pancakes here. Now we know what our recipe needs to yield. Now let's adjust our recipe. Our Bananas Foster pancake recipe, the original yield was 10 pancakes. Our new yield is now 150 pancakes. In order to get our conversion factor, we need to take our new yield divided by our old yield, or 150 pancakes divided by 10 pancakes in this situation. Here we're getting a conversion factor of 15. Remember, this conversion factor is what we're going to multiply each of these ingredients by. So 1 egg becomes 15. 15 times 3/4 is 11.25 cups of milk, 30 tablespoons for the oil. And notice it doesn't specify the oil. I'm going to go ahead and add canola oil in here. 1 cup of flour times 15 becomes 15 cups. 15 tablespoons of sugar and 15 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 times 15 is 7.5. Non-stick spray. You can read through the procedure here and note that is for cooking, so I'm going to go ahead and add 1 can of non-stick spray. 2 times 15 gives us 30 tablespoons of butter. Here we'll end up with 3 3/4 cups of brown sugar, unpacked. Same for the ground nutmeg at 3 3/4 teaspoons. 1 tablespoon will turn into 15. 2 bananas times 15 into 30. Here we'll have 3 3/4 cups of dark rum. And 10 tablespoons times 15 is 150 tablespoons of whipped cream. Now, while we have gone through and done the math, these are not all measurable ingredients. Notably with the baking powder, it was very difficult to walk away with 15 teaspoons written. There are 3 teaspoons for every tablespoon. Therefore, I could do my bridge method and change this now to 5 tablespoons. 15 tablespoons of sugar is just 1 tablespoon shy of a cup. 15 cups of all-purpose flour. I could take from the Book of Yields that 4.6 ounces equals 1 cup of flour, times my 15 cups will give me 69 ounces of flour. If I tried to take this to pounds, it's 4.3 and then some. It is not exact anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this at the 69 ounces. That can be weighed. 30 tablespoons of canola oil. I'm going to change this to 15 ounces of canola oil. 7.5 teaspoons of fine salt. Every 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. So this will turn into 2 tablespoons. Up here, 30 tablespoons of unsalted butter becomes 15 ounces. I'm going to leave these cups here, these teaspoons here. 15 tablespoons of banana liqueur. That can be corrected to 7 ounces. And then 30 bananas I'll leave. The 3 3/4 cups of dark rum I'll leave. Now what about this 150 tablespoons of whipped cream? Let's take this whipped cream now and change the 150 tablespoons using our bridge method. In every 1 cup there's 16 tablespoons, and there's 4 cups in every quart. Working out the math gives us 150 over 64. and quarts is the unit we're left with. Again, tablespoons and tablespoons would cross off. Cup and cups would cross off. So we're looking at just quarts left. Working the math here, it ends up being 2.34375 quarts. I think I'll go ahead and just change this to 2.5 quarts of heavy cream. I would rather have a little extra for user error of apportioning or just a guest asking for a little extra. Looking through the rest of the recipe, I see these ingredients, for the most part measurable. There's 15 tablespoons of sugar. I might just want to put 1 cup minus 1 tablespoon, or again, keep that relatively as is. Up top here, I still have this 11.25 cups of milk. If I take 11.25 times 8, that gives me 90 ounces of milk. I like that a little bit better than 11.25 cups. Again, what is your purpose here? Is to make this recipe measurable and possible to make it. If you have too large of measurements, it is very easy to make mistakes. If you wanted to take this sugar, here's the bridge method I would use. I'm going to take the 15 tablespoons, convert it into cups, with 16 tablespoons per cup. Convert those cups then into ounces. From the Book of Yields, 7.1 ounces equals 1 cup. Again, I'm switching ships here. I'm going from a volume measurement to a weight measurement. This is going to give me 6.65625 ounces. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch this sugar to 6.7 ounces. At this point, I feel we have a really good recipe that is measurable and able to be added to a food order. Your next step is to look at the bacon, then the home fries, and so forth. It's best to go in order to ensure that you don't miss a recipe. Once you have completed these recipes, I'd like you to upload them into the Dropbox and submit them for my review. I will return them and give you the pricing guide for Sysco. If you need additional guidance or just some more examples to see, please check out the following video.